Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and you all are in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, along with my brother, Sean Ali, and we are back again for another episode of the Health and Wellness Power Hour. As you come in, go ahead and share the video. Share the video. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And our topic today is fasting is the cure. Fasting is the cure. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Sean. How are you?
All is well. All
praise
is well. No complaints.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Alive and well. That's the goal every day.
Yeah. You know,
Yes, sir.
I'm listening to you. I'm trying to connect to my earpiece.
Okay, that might be why that I heard a little bit of that static.
Okay.
All right. You good?
Yeah, all is well. I mean, you trying to get control of my life. That's all we can do, is control our own life, And
Exactly.
Fasting is one of our tools, especially when we look at it from how it's presented by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad,
Right.
not looking at this world's definition of fasting, because they have it's so many different ways that they present it, versus where the messenger presents it so simple and easy as just don't eat for a certain amount of time,
Right.
24 to 72 hours. Really, basically, because he says a fast under 24 hours that shouldn't be considered a fast. So that throws out the intermittent fasting, all of those new versions.
Right.
Because you know what I mean? So because if you go back, you have to start with him and why people fast today. He has to be included in that conversation, and these two books have to be included in the conversation of why people fast today outside of you ready for medical procedure or Ramadan or something like that. Outside of what, because Christians fast during Lent or something, outside of those prescribed times that people fast, the conversation of regular people just fasting, we got to have these two books in here, especially the Black community, because the Black community, unless you were getting a surgical procedure or your religious told you to fast, because the Nation of Islam has always been looked at funny that way, as fasting, because it makes us slim, trim, keeps us in shape, and we've always looked different than the rest of our people, which was one of our acknowledgments, but fasting was part of the tool.
Right.
To help us to keep our bodies in shape, and to ultimately control ourselves. Because that's when you look at the purpose of fasting, it doesn't represent anything else but mental or spiritual
advancement. Right.
Because we didn't have physical problems back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you wasn't fasting to lose weight 1,000 years ago. You know what I mean? So you weren't old. You know what I mean? Like, you wasn't fasting for cancer. The things that that's the modern interpretation, weren't around then. So fasting was, as the Holy Quran says, is prescribed so we can safeguard against the doing of evil.
Right.
That was it. You know what I mean? So, right. You know what I mean? Like, so when we look at that, the fact that you are controlling that part and you're not eating, of course, it has physical side, benefits. Right. You know what I mean? And
like the icing on the cake, because everything starts spiritually anyway. So if you correct the spiritual, the physical will fall into place.
It should. If you but exercise and do the other things on the
Right.
list. You know what I mean? Right. But that's the caveat. That's why I said,
Right.
yes, it should. And if you don't see the results, it's not because of fasting. You know what I mean? It's not because of how to eat to live, like the people that wrote the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as you referenced last week on the last show. When the people wrote to him and he's mentioning how to eat to live, and they're like, hey, he's like, man, some people write to me like I'm not getting the same benefit or with the benefit. And what did you say it was?
Right. It's your thinking. The thinking.
Exactly.
Not
and that's what
right thoughts.
And that's what interferes with the physical benefits of fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't go into fasting to safeguard against evil.
Right.
When you look at all of the interpretations of fasting, whether it's intermitting, this, that, the safeguarding of evil is nowhere in that. You'll see, autophagy. You'll see cleaning the cells. You'll see all of that. You do not see the safeguarding against evil. And that's against self and others. It's not just against me doing evil to you. It's me doing evil to myself, because that's where it starts at.
Right.
Right.
It spreads abroad.
Right. In order for me to do evil to you, I have to already be practicing it on myself. That's where I became proficient at doing evil with me. And now I'm good, like a magician or a boxer. You shadow boxer before you get a sparring partner. You shadow boxing, then you might get up to the bag, then you get your a sparring partner. You know what I mean? But it starts with you, as you said. It starts at home, then go out.
Absolutely.
But I want to read. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just said it sure does. It all starts with you, man in the mirror.
We can. I mean, he now the messenger. He gives us he gives us some beautiful gems, because he says, hey, in the near future, or what they might call the hereafter, fasting won't even be around, because there ain't going to be nothing but us righteous people here. So whether you like fasting or not, all you have to do is hold on. And he said, in fact, the righteous don't have to fast, but as long as we are among the unrighteous, so it might not be nothing wrong with you. That's cool. You might be good, but we still practice the actions of fasting because we are surrounded by evil. So that means we can be triggered or tempted at any time. So it's like exercising the preventative measures of controlling myself.
Exactly. Preventative measures.
Right. Because you got all them restaurants smell good. Man, what's that? You can get induced. You got music that the commercials are those people that make the commercials, the public relations, that they got a psychology base, so they know how to ensnare you, as the Holy Quran says. Satan is there on the smooth path, land there. But if you don't know, and if you don't know how to control yourself, you might not see the trap. But if you can control yourself, you're gonna walk right through the trap. Man, walk my post on the perfect manner, keep always on the alert. That's fasting, right? So he teaches us that that's the spiritual advancement, the mental advancement. But he also says, fast. It cleans the impurities of the blood and causes the body to eliminate the poison stored in it from previous meals. Woo! Sometimes from previous meals of many years, as the folds of our intestines can carry particles of food for a long time. See, listen to me now. So it's a couple actions that could happen with that, right? One of them, because it's only so many places that we can store food, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, um, the cells, the blood vessels, right? The liver, and the intestines, right? That's where the cells, because we're made out of cells. So you're looking, no matter, all of these are cells. So, but the way to clean each one is affected differently by the action of fasting, right? So the blood vessels, because that's how food is either transported to the cells or away from the cells, right? So you got the arteries that's full and you got the veins that's full because you have constant waste. So it's constant bringing and it's constant removing, right? Then you got the liver because that's where digested food is transported to the liver. So the blood vessels are taking food to the liver. So it can be the liver, that's one of its functions. It will break it down a little bit further and decide where it needs to go in the body. That's, the glucose is coming from there. All of that is being stored there. And the intestines, as the messenger teaches us, because that's where the digestive food is going. The stomach is going to empty. That's his job, is just to break down and pass it to the intestines. So not only do you have the extraction of material, but the same intestines, it just calls something different. So once it's coming out of the small intestine and it's going right into the large intestine for removal. So it can be either stored here or here. You know what I mean? Which gives you that protruding belly for men or women. That lower protruding belly, because that's where it's being stored at right there. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Right. Yes. Makes sense.
So when he tells us that fasting, it helps to clean out that blood or the material that's stored in the blood vessels. So we're looking at arteries are represented in red. So the arteries are going to the cells, right? So it's transporting. So if this is, now you got plaque buildup, right? You got the and all of that other material from having too much in there. We don't exercise. So we aren't the cell is full. We aren't using what's in the cell, so the cell isn't empty. So this stuff can't get inside the cell because it's already full. It ain't letting nothing in. We're not exercising. So if I get up and I eat breakfast, usually we're eating a high calorie breakfast. Right? We're not eating a low. So this is the energy. We're eating proteins, fat. A lot of us are on protein. So we're catching it.
Yeah.
The calories come from fat, protein, and carbohydrates. Those are the elements. So the blood is full. So the messenger says if we fast, that gives, okay, I'm not putting nothing else in me. And at the same time, if I'm exercising, I'm removing what's already previously in there. That opens the door. See, now the cell can let that material in and use it. So he said, this is how we clean out our blood. The arteries, basically, as well as the veins, because it's less waste coming through the vein. If that makes sense.
Yes,
Right.
yes. Makes sense. We have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Bilal asks, should a person go cold turkey in regards to fasting, or do it step by step in small steps?
I'm glad you asked that. That would now That's how we clean out the blood vessels and the intestines. We still have the liver and you still have the cells, right? So, because that's going into your question. A lot of people will think I have to prepare to fast. That does, because the more you're trying to get the stuff out, you're not trying, right? So you don't want to, okay, you're not going, if you know you got too much material in you, right? If you know this, I got too much. Listen to me, man. I'm still getting myself together. So if you could be honest with yourself and say, okay, bam, I'm not, okay, if I fast for 24, 48, 72 hours, it's impossible for me to die because I already have too much material inside it. Right? So I'm not going to prepare my body with nutrients to fast because it still has to process what I'm putting in it. So yes, cold turkey, because bam, I need it to empty, because the autophagy is what we're looking for this. Because that's how the cell cleans out itself. So when we're looking inside of that cell, you got all of those organelles, right, that make up the cell that has the function, from the nucleus where the DNA is at to the mitochondria, all of these things. These can go wrong. Mitochondria, the way we live, this high impact, we wear out our mitochondria, and that now the cell can't do its job, right? You got all the nucleus, which we mess up the DNA, right? So we had too much protein, carbs, it's full, fat. We're not exercising. So how does the body get this stuff out? This is where autophagy, it means self-eat. So, and this happens inside of the cells. So the cell will, if it's an organelle that's defective, it'll tag it. And then the cell will create what is called an autophagosome. Listen, this is called an autophagosome. And it's a 2-layer membrane that it creates around here. And inside the cell, we got an organelle that's like the stomach. It's called a lysosome, right? It's a lysosome. So it's going, no matter where the material is at, it's going to transport it to the lysosome so it can digest it, break it down, and remove it out the cell.
Wow.
But we have to stop
magnificent.
But we have to stop eating
in order for that to kick in.
When the stomach is empty, 19 hours after the stomach empties, autophagy kicks in. And it's at nighttime. So no matter when you start fasting, if you want to fast for the benefit of autophagy, it's a 19 hours after the stomach is empty, and it happens at nighttime when you're getting rest, not moving the body and stressing the body out. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if you're not fasting for 24 hours, you're not fasting. Because when you look at the physical benefits of cleaning out the cell, it's not only is a 19-hour window, but you got to go to sleep in that 19 hours. Yeah.
Get yourself out of, see how the body is. It doesn't do that until you get yourself out of the way.
Because you're abusing it, right? You're abusing. You're using the mitochondria, right?
And if you have a hard time falling asleep at night, we have something for you for that.
Come on, God. Come on with it. Come on with it.
That lavender and that cedar wood, those two together will definitely help you get a good night's rest. Cedar wood actually stimulates the natural production of serotonin.
Right.
So you're going to get a good rest.
No, you mean melatonin. You mean melatonin.
Not serotonin.
Yeah. I mean, that's good too, but you're going to be happy.
Right. That's not helping you sleep.
Nah.
Thank you for that. My mind went like blank for just a second.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
But yes, those two, do that before you go to bed. Start your diffuser. If you don't have a diffuser, just inhale straight from the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And wake
it's because
when we refreshed.
Yep. And healed. As they, that word that we keep saying, heal. It happens. Yes. You can't have healing without your cells. That's because we're made out of cells. So it doesn't matter what's going on physically. It's at a cellular level. Right. The only way I can clean out, if you're eating something, remember, it's all, if the arteries are carrying stuff to the cell, we got to stop eating to clean out the arteries. Yes. We got to stop eating to clean out the liver. So if the liver is full, because that's where everything goes. So if you stop eating, now the liver has a chance to get what's in it out without having more coming in. You feel what I'm saying? So we look at that liver, and this is the hepatic portal vein. That's what's going to the heart. So as that blood is coming from the intestines, it goes, as the blood comes from the intestines, it goes through the liver and it passes through the liver because the blood is coming from the intestines in the veins, not the arteries. So the food that we eat, once it's digested, it's traveling in the veins, not the arteries. It's traveling to the veins and it goes right through the liver and it's empty. And the rest of the blood is pumped up to the heart. So as that blood is traveling through the liver, the nutrients, the liver filters out the nutrients, what we've eaten. And the rest of the deoxygenated blood is going to the heart to become oxygenated again, to be recirculated. That's how it works. So if you stop eating, now the liver, it has a chance to get rid of what's already in it without more food coming through. This is how you clean your liver up. Yes, you can eat something, one of those herbs, and make some tea or something, and it will cause contractions in your liver to clean out like spasmodic movements, whatever. But that's temporary because if you're still eating, the liver is, everything goes to the liver. Medication, alcohol, whatever you put in your body
goes to the liver.
Come on, man. Fasting is our. Hold on. Let me read this real quick, just please. Yeah. I got, because we gotta. He says, fasting, eating right foods, because remember, fasting cleans us out. But if I'm still polluting my body, I'm on the endless cycle, man. You see, I'm on the endless cycle. So I can fast 3 months, 3 days out of the month for 10 years, and I don't look better. Because I'm cleaning, but I'm still polluting. So this is what he says. Fasting is a greater cure of our ills, both mentally and physically, than all of the drugs of the earth combined into one bottle or a billion bottles. Allah in the person of Master Fard Muhammad has taught me that fasting and the right kind of food are the cures to our ills. He told me there is no cure in drugs and medicine. And this the world is now learning. We can take medicine all of our lives until it kills us, but we are still ailing with the same old diseases because I've taken the herb, the blue vervain, the this, the that, the sea
Right.
moss, and I'm cleaning, but I'm still polluting.
Go back. Right.
I'm still not exercising. I'm still not getting sunlight. So I'm still suffering from a lack of this, a lack of that, a this, because I haven't changed my lifestyle.
See that part. That it's a lifestyle change.
Man,
Uh, Assalamu alaikum, Sister Cassandra, Brother Bilal, Brother Kente. Sister Cassandra says she hasn't fasted in a while and have to get back on it to cure herself. Yes, ma'am.
I said it with myself. like I, it's fasting. You first, I mean, when you're looking, as the messenger says, I mean, it's a tool. If but that's not like some of us don't need that. And it's not saying that that's not your cure. I'm saying like if you're not exercising enough, but you're eating to live, fasting isn't going to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, where where's my lack of I'm not doing something at? You feel me? Before I start to take on other things, it's like, okay, am I doing everything? Am I getting a good night's rest? Because if I'm not getting a good night's rest, that could be the trigger to my what I'm going through. Because that's when autophagy happens. That's when the body does all of the reparative things for us to wake, like Sister Denise said. You wake up. You know what I mean? Like in order, because that's what's supposed to happen. When
Right.
you're moving through the day, you're supposed to wear yourself. Man, I can't wait to get to sleep. And when you go to sleep, woo, like a
Right.
spring chicken.
Yes, you wake up earlier because you got a good night's rest. Wake up at
Yes,
the crack of dawn.
yes, yes. And that's a lot of our sticking point is we're not resting properly. A lot of our sticking points, we're wearing out our mitochondria because we live a high impact octane life. We exercise high intensity, we work high intensity, we we
Right.
drill high intensity like God.
Driving is high
Like,
intensity road
oh
rage.
my God. I suffer from that. Whew.
Oh, goodness.
Man, yeah. But that's the where the fasting comes in at, as we're taught by the messenger and our beloved minister, where you know once you learn to control that aspect of life, because food is the only thing that really we got that keeps us alive. You know what I mean? Like the rest of the stuff, if you don't stop doing, it's not life or death. It's long term. You know what I mean? Like if you stop eating 7, 10 days, your body gonna start to break down and you're gonna die. You know what I mean? So drinking and eating, those are the things that keep us alive on a
Yeah,
day to day. You know what I mean? Right. Versus exercise, it'll break you down, but it takes years for
right.
that to kill you. Right. So if you can learn how to control that part, which is really basically life or death, your life or you are learning how to control your own life or death. Because when we look in here, if you don't mind, real quick, sis,
No, go ahead.
with the messenger, he says that if we keep adding more food, it gives the germs the poison strength and working power to destroy the very delicate and perfect machinery of our bodies. Listen,
Well, say
listen to
read
me, man.
that again. If you keep giving it more,
If you keep adding more food, as we keep, it gives the germ the poison, strength, and working power to destroy the very delicate and perfect machinery of our bodies. By
wow,
nature, listen, by nature, we are made of the best. Look, man.
come on. Yes, sir. Praise be to
Ooh, man, if that ain't good news, listen to me. I love reading the Holy Quran. And when the Holy Quran explains fasting, I love it. Very plain, cutthroat, and simple. But when I'm reading this and I'm reading what I just read,
God.
if that don't put, boy, if that don't get, man, if that don't hit you in your soul, in your heart, your mind, whatever you call it, and open up all your chakras and all, man, come on, man.
Yes.
Come on, man. He said we the God of ourselves. We can make a habit of eating once every 7 days. You got people fasting for 40, breaking that record of if you don't eat for 7 or 10 days, you're gonna die.
Right.
But they're doing other things to make themselves. They're moving, they're breathing, they're doing other the lifestyle measures where
Right.
they're getting the benefit from. They're going to the source of the food, so
Hmm.
they don't have to eat
The
the food.
sun
Right,
sitting out in the
right,
sun.
right,
Um,
right.
Sister Cassandra says someone told the messenger that they fast but still sick, and he asked them, "How is your thinking?" Yes, we
Mm-hmm,
talked about that earlier.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That thinking,
mm-hmm,
you can be fasting, growing your own
mm-hmm,
food, but if you're thinking, as they say, that stinking thinking creeps
mm-hmm.
in, it's defeating the purpose.
We see it. Ramadan is coming up. The Muslim world is not the healthiest physically. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like you look at them, they a lot of those, especially those that's coming from the east, they overweight, out of shape. Look at they show what they eat and how they eat. They're not eating. They're not practicing the totality of how to eat to live. So it's fasting with the proper food. You know what I mean? Like, because I can do a measure and clean myself up, but if I'm repeating that polluting behavior, so if I'm fasting, but if the food that I choose to eat when I do eat aren't what I really need, then I'm fasting for naught.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we, especially us as believers, you will see our menus are so wide ranging, and I'll be like, hold up. He said page 170, How to Eat to Live, book 2. A diet of navy beans will give you a lifespan of 140 years. And my daughter is right there. She will tell you what I eat every day. Right there. I will she will tell you what I eat every day. I'm going to see, because what else do you need? If bread and milk will keep you alive indefinitely,
Definitely.
what else do you need?
I think we skip over that part. Like,
You don't want to live it. What the hell?
definitely from the milk and bread, and not that regular store bought milk and bread. We not saying that. He said pure
Hey,
milk,
hey, listen to me.
whole wheat bread.
Everything else store bought, whatever menu we got to replace the navy beans in 140 years. He said he could take one of our children, start that baby off on navy bean soup, and make that child live 240 years. How many of us
Right.
blessing our children with 240 years? What greater gift could you give your child than a lifespan of 240 years, man? You know
Yes.
he or she's not going to be sick. He or she is not going to fall victim to any of this with the 240-year lifespan. But we will chase. So if I'm
Right.
fasting like him, but I'm not eating like him, I'm in a circle.
Hmm.
I'm in a not a healthy circle, because I'm taking one part and I'm not taking, hey man, it ain't got. I mean, I don't want to die. So when I see, I like. I mean, I don't have a problem really with sea moss. I don't have a problem with any other food source that somebody can say. But the only promotional thing is it has all of the things my body needs. Well, I can get that from the sun. I can go out and ground and my body will pull just like the roots of the sea moss. That's how the elements, the sea moss is just capable. An apple is capable of extracting, what is an orange is capable of extracting. They're just different vehicles for extracting different minerals. Some things can extract all of them, some can't. That's cool, but I don't need to eat that. I can go stand in the sun, dermal vitamin synthesis. I can take my shoes off and go stand in the ground. My feet would do exactly what the roots of the plants are doing.
Right.
I'm just saying. I mean, I just say it. So, but now I only need to worry about extending my life because in here, page 160, he says that, and the Bible teaches us, and it is supposed to be from Jesus, that when God comes, he comes to bring you life and take away death. Listen to me. So I'm looking at a person coming with a knowledge base, not with a machinery, but he's going to give me some knowledge that I can apply on myself that will allow me not only to live, but it's taken away death. That's what it said. So that's what we should be looking for. I'm not trying to. Okay, now he said, look, and give you more of an abundance plenty. But listen, he cannot do it without regulating our dietary habits. See, it ain't him with a machine say, okay, Brother Sean, come on through, get your. Nah, we're cells. How do you get your cells in order? Your face is cells, your skin is cells, your hair, your nails, everything is cells. So how do I get my cells to fall in? we like to drill your cells.
Funny.
Yeah, God, we gotta laugh. That's it. We gotta laugh, man. Because if we're not laughing, then you're stressing out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful. Powerful.
But this is a want. Health and wellness, life is want based. If you want life, you will do the measures that promote your life.
Right.
Because he points that out. I mean, it's written. He doesn't put nothing on the white man. When it comes to health and wellness, he doesn't put nothing on the devil. Even with food, he said, hey, man, if the government allows such sales of detrimental food and drink, we don't blame the government. We blame the consumer. It's because you ain't got to buy that. Right. Just because they sell alcohol and pork and this, you ain't got to buy that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, especially once you know it, that's a choice.
Look, it's right here, page 22 of book 2. The government could not sell one drop of whiskey unless we buy it. The foolish buyer is to be charged. Look, we have fire, but if we do not use it rightly, it is because of our own foolishness. If you know better, then do better for self. Come on, man.
Wow.
I love these books. So look, but this is, I wasn't even going. I wanted to read this real quick. This is page 37, same book.
Is that book?
He said, yeah, book 2, saying yes, ma'am. He says, we make ourselves sick. Do not think that sickness is something that just comes by itself, regardless of how we live. It is the way we live that makes us sick.
So simple, plain and simple.
So if you're going through something, a health issue, the checklist is, and first of all, we're made out of cells, right? So in order for the cell to produce energy, right, In order for our cells to produce energy, it's oxygen and glucose.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's cellular energy. So if I need energy, okay, bam, oxygen and glucose. So the checklist, in my glucose comes from the sun. Am I getting enough sunlight? Right? Am I breathing right to get enough oxygen? Now, am I moving enough? Because the sedentary lifestyle is more deadlier than a poor diet. Because you're shutting down your lymphatic system, your endocrine system, your digestive system, and you're causing your muscles and nervous system to atrophy. That's where a lot of neuropathy comes from, lack of movement. So sunlight and breathing, exercise. Now I got to check, am I resting enough? Because I know I'm going through my day and I'm moving and I'm doing all of this. Am I giving my body time enough to recover from my own life? Because a lot of us, we work in 12, 14, 16, 18, doubles, triples. Are you giving your body enough time to recover from what you are putting it through?
Yes. Wow.
Do you wake up and go to sleep in the same day? Woo! Man! Sister Denise talked about that melatonin. So melatonin, your body wants to make it as soon as it gets dark. So whatever time it gets dark where you live at, that's when your body is designed to start making melatonin. Lights, like what you see me and Sister Denise and I, and you will be, that's your body thinks it's still daytime. So even though it's night and it wants to produce melatonin because of the circadian rhythm, we have so many lights on that the body thinks it's still daytime. So now it's not producing melatonin. That's where we need these artificial, let me take some melatonin, let me get a kid some melatonin. No, we just need darkness. Right? But it's the light. He said, don't just think you get sick because of the way you live. It's the way we live that makes us sick. That goes beyond eating. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. What did you ready to say, sis?
No, I'm saying a lot of people go to bed with their phones in the bed, laptops and all. That's still that light.
All it takes is that red light on your TV.
Right.
It don't, because you can fall asleep with it on, and once your body gets acclimated to the darkness, your eyes is closed, but you can still see light through your eyelid, right? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that red light, your eye is going to see it once it becomes acclimated to the darkness. You know, like when you first turn the light off, you can't see nothing. Now your light. You can start making out images because your eyes open. See? So when you go to sleep, when you can bam, but during that second, third, fourth hour, when you're trying to get into that deep REM, rapid eye movement, see, that's when your body starts to heal. If you don't get into that deep REM sleep, you miss out on healing. But the light, I'm telling you, I got mine covered up with black tape on all, man.
Really?
What? I covered my phone up because being plugged up, it has a little glow. I covered it. No, because I've woken up in the middle of the night because of those.
Mm.
Damn, that damn red light. God damn.
Right. Sister Cassandra says it's appreciation of that knowledge, love, and understanding grows out of appreciation. It's like our prayers never leaving our throats.
Ain't that something?
Yes.
You got to feel that way about yourself.
Right. When you love and appreciate it, you'll apply it.
Yeah.
And when you understand it, she said understanding. Yeah. That makes
But I'm
sense.
still saying, and we definitely have to take that same point of view, and we definitely have to apply it personally within our, on ourselves. Because
Mhm.
if I don't think I'm God, that's how I'm not. I really don't see myself properly, because Psalms 82:6, you are all gods. I don't have to wait to be. I'm you all. That's all. That's thousands of years old. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? So if Genesis 1:28, and God blessed them to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. And he gave them dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air, and over every creeping and crawling thing on the earth. So blessed means it's past tense. I already have it.
Right.
You're blessed. You already got it. So if I don't see that in me, I don't know I got the ability. I'm the earth. So I have the ability to subdue it myself, multiply it myself.
That's right.
And I got the dominion over the birds of the air and the fish of the man. It's only 8 billion people on the planet. It's a trillions of creeping and crawling things on the earth. Man, let me go outside and let me start exercising my power.
Right.
See, that's how we get built up into being. When we read especially when you open up the Supreme Wisdom Lessons, and we get the description on what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. How do you get to that? I build my will up. I build my power up. We got power. The messenger said we got fire, but you got the juice, baby. You got it.
Yes, sir.
That's how we fasting helps us to, because like I say,
Advance spiritually.
we apply it. We take those same concepts that it has with food and we replace it. Sex, money, drugs, whatever, you know what I mean? So I can just, now I learned, I take the principles, I'm practicing with food because that's easier. So now I can take it and replace the food with whatever it is I need. I'm a fast from sitting all day. You know what I mean? I'm a fast from road rage. Okay, today I'm not gonna. But you know what I mean? I'm a fast.
Right.
The thing,
I'm fast and binge watching my show on Netflix.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Whatever it is, right? We all got our own different sticking points, but the action of fasting is what we can use as our cure. That's how it makes our 90% of our cure.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just food that I'm using it. I'm practicing with food.
Yes.
Right.
Sister Cassandra says, I lay the teachings over everything that I say and do to try to align myself. Not successful all the time, but I try. I'm thoughtful. Yes, ma'am.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be.
That's
to
all.
Striving. That's
Praise be to Allah.
all we can do. We all are a work in progress. That's right.
I mean, that 75 years to learn how to live, so when we look at that, and absolutely right, sis, the whatever a person, and like I say, a lot of times it's not trying to be what it is that I think I'm going to be or whatever. Our sticking point is we don't know how long we're going to live. So we don't even know how to plan our life because we don't have a lifespan figured out. Okay, I know how long I'm going to live. I know exactly what I'm going to do every day for the next 300 years. So I wake up, I ain't in no depression. I ain't in no anxiety. I ain't in no this. I ain't in your business, your business. I don't care about no election. I don't care about this because I
Right.
already know what I need to do every day. What I'm going to exercise, what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to think. Because that's how you accomplish everything else in your life. I wanted to be a lawyer. Okay, I figured out what it was to be a lawyer. I went to school 8 years, took the bar, did it. I wanted to be a doctor. I school for 8 to 12 years, did that. Now I'm a doctor. Everything in your life, our life, we thought about it, wanted to do it, either tried it, was successful, not, or not. But nothing, it all. So if I don't put that with my lifespan, now the messenger says, he said, look, we probably don't want to live for 1,000 years because he said you run out. Here you go. Listen, look, the key to better health. He said, some of us actually wish that we could live 1,000 years, but would be happy to scale 100. That's crazy. Say, look, the fact about it is you will not want to live too long into the thousands of years. You will have nothing to attract you. You will have probably learned everything on the earth and will have no place to go for attraction. See, listen to all praise is due to Allah. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, this is how we extend and expand our life. Because remember, Master Prophet Muhammad came to not just give us life, but to take away death. That's what's in here. It's in the right. So, and he says, there's no set time for us to die. We kill ourselves. Listen to me, look. So if we stop killing
daily, by the way we drink, by the way we
eat
think. Yes.
Eat and drink. Yes. See, so if I'm stop killing myself, I'm left with life. But if I don't know how long I want to live, I don't have the attracting power. So now when I hear these fads, I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm getting all these different side effects because I don't know how long I want to live. So I don't know what I'm going to do every day. No, you done plotted everything. You got the car you wanted, the house you wanted, the vacation, the marriage, the job. You done plotted and planned and sacrificed and worked to get everything you want because you had a preconceived plan for it.
Right.
You can do that with your lifespan according to this knowledge right here. I don't know what the other world did, because they're not teaching you how. See, I'm telling y'all, man. Whoa, I'm sorry to be so hyped, but woo, man.
This is that good news, like you said.
Yeah. You know, I mean, when I see I got a way out of death, because premature death is dying when you don't want to die. If you've ever seen somebody die in front of you, I'm not saying with a gunshot or something. I'm saying like from cancer or this, like dying in a hospital or at hospice. Their physical body fights. They are usually surrounded by people that's praying for them not to die.
Right.
They dying too early. It's not their time, right? You trying to find scriptures and things to wrap your mind around this person dying too soon. And you're watching them in their body fight for life. Come on, man. So because premature death is dying when you don't want to die. See, back when before the making of the European, the messenger clearly says in here, the original man, the black man, was known to live 1,000 years before the making of the white man. So he said, when we got tired of living, that's when we broke the dietary laws to have a cause of death.
Right.
But along the way, my family, hey, Sister Denise, hey, look, I'm fitting to go. So I'm gonna start doing the things that I gotta go. So I'm saying the goodbyes. It wasn't no hardship with death because we knew when people were going to die because they said, "Hey, I'm ready to go." So I'm starting to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's how we knew Paul was ready to go. And my mom was, because they go, "Hey, you eat breakfast? Oh, yeah, you ready to go?" Because there was no causes of death unless we did something to cause our death.
Right.
I mean, praise be to Allah, man. If you look up biology and you look up your cells, you'll see that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Fard Muhammad and How to Eat to Live, Book 1 and Book 2, are scientifically, biologically correct.
They are.
Your favorite doctor might tell you something different, but if you open up, you do cellular biology, autophagy, and apoptosis, and all of it, he's absolutely 100% correct.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Taught by
I'm
God.
Hey, man. Hey.
Person. Can't get no more correct than that.
I'm telling you. You want to see what Navy beans, a diet of Navy beans do? Hey! If you ain't never seen nobody that eats Navy beans every day for years, like years, my daughter's at least her whole life,
Navy
and she's 14. What? Oh, she is. Ooh, man, my children. That's how I'm telling you. I'm just saying, and because a lot of times we'll have the speeches without the person being the example themselves. You know what I mean? So we'll have people teaching us about the Navy. No, I'm saying I live it. So I'm saying that's all I eat. Navy beans and the bread I make. And I'm telling you, I ain't counting no proteins, no this, no that, because he said a diet of Navy beans will give us a lifespan of 100. That's what I'm trying to put in my life.
That's right. Praise be to Allah. Sister Victoria is with us. Brother Kelvin. Kelvin says,
Assalamu alaikum.
I'm fasting now, getting ready for Ramadan. Sister Victoria says, bro is lit. Alhamdulillah. Yes, sir. Talk about those Navy beans. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, that's the when we look at even within these books, right? He says among our best foods, you got cauliflower, right? He names those, but when he talks about lifespan, it's only 3 foods. When he talks about the prescription, it's only 3 foods: bread, Navy beans, and milk. You know what I mean? So in the bread and milk, he says we got an indefinite lifespan. So when we look at, as believers in the nation, not just in the body of the believership, right? And we see Master Fard Muhammad, as we taught, is going to live 400 years. There's a possible return of him. The messenger, the minister, right? We got a way to put our lifespan to where we will outlive not just this current dispensation, but we will be into the physical hereafter. Listen to me, I'm 52. If you add just 140, 90 more years, none of that, we're going to be in the physical hereafter. In that 90 years. So if I give myself at least 90 more years, listen to me, man. Whatever. He said, Master Fard Muhammad will make our bodies as if we're 16, and we will not age unless we want to. But you got to be here. You either got to be born in that time, or you have to be here, right?
Right.
So if he gives us a way to extend our lives to get to a point where it's just all righteousness. We got that technology. Man, hey, listen, man, we just gotta get there. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see. You don't want to see it like
Look, we have the blueprint to stay here.
right. You don't want to see that.
Right. Eliminate everything that is keeping you from being here.
Exactly. That's the key. Because if we don't understand that part, we don't unlock how to eat to live. Because when we look at page 102 of book 1, it gives us, he says, the main purpose of this teaching how to eat to live is to extend our life or prolong our life.
Right.
That's it. So once we open this, yes, will you lose weight? Will you do this? Diabetes? Can't, yeah. But the main purpose of this teaching is to prolong our life because you are already suffering and dying. Right? So we didn't have the way out. Hey,
that's our way out. Brother Kelvin says your spirit is high vibration.
Oh, praise be. Hey, because listen to me. When I read this, like, and Sister Denise, you was with me when I was in school. So studying things and learning things, I would get excited and I would share like with Sister Denise and those that's in my circle, but it's nothing that I found that when I read this, because the holistic medicine, they are teaching you how to overcome a disease or this or that, but nowhere in that language do they talk about you living as long as you want to live.
Right.
They still under that cap of 75 and 80 years. Oh, you might make it to 100. Hold up, man, that's where you getting that from?
Or Brother Sean, that midlife crisis at 50. Oh, you in midlife.
No, but look, I gotta share this right here. This is the introduction to book number 2, written by the secretary of that time, Brother Abbas Rasul, and he says, "The wisdom of Allah given to us in the book How to Eat to Live, Volume 1, by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Listen to this. Exhibits the power of the black man's God to take a people in the lowest condition of life. And by the regulation of their dietary habits, raise them to a higher spiritual and physical condition." And listen, How to Eat to Live, Volume 2 will continue this evolution to higher perfection if we will but hear and obey. So look,
right,
when we hear this language of Matthew 5:48 and Jesus saying, "Hey, be you perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect." But he never told them how to be perfect. He just told them to be you perfect. So the first page, the first sentence of How to Eat to Live, book number 2, eat to live to bring about a return to perfection and long life.
Come on now.
So when the old saying, "I ain't perfect, ain't nobody perfect." Hold up. We got a God on scene, man. We got a God on scene. What is the Holy Quran, Surah 5, Ayat 3 in the middle? I have, on this day, I have perfected for you your religion and called it Islam. Hey! Man, listen to me. I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. We love it.
Because we're not supposed to get sick. We're not supposed to die. We're supposed to be, and this is the human body.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
At once.
Physical heaven. Physical heaven, But this is all science. I get so hyped because it's not just a religion or religious teaching. In my studies of biology, cellular biology, holistic medicine, herbology, like it's true. Because when you look at that, like that, the cells are on an endless cycle of regeneration. We got something called apoptosis. Look, it's something in our bodies, man, that's called apoptosis. Listen, this is programmed cellular death. We got two types of cellular death. You have unprogrammed, which is necrosis, and you have programmed, which is apoptosis. So if this cell is damaged, weak, infected, old, the body will program its death. Listen, it will break it down into little bitty pieces, get rid of it, and listen, make a brand new one. Listen, make a brand new one to replace this old one. This is apoptosis.
The cells are fighting for our lives, and we're doing stuff to take us away.
Say that again, sis. Please. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Cells are fighting for our lives. Isn't that powerful?
Fasting is a greater cure for our ills than all of the. See, if you fasting will get you to stop because your cells wants to do. This is program. It's built in. You don't have to call. We don't cause apoptosis. It's built in.
Right.
But if you're in a constant state of digestion and your body is constantly trying to digest food, it doesn't have the time, energy, or power to do apoptosis because you're stuck in a state of digestion.
Right. And see, that's where they have us eating 3 and 4 meals a day, snacks in between. The body will never repair itself like that.
Exactly. It'll never, because it's stuck. And it has to digest that
all
food
day long. 24/7.
Right. Like we said with the liver. So the liver is the material that's already inside of the liver, right? It can't process it because it's always receiving.
Right.
So you can eat something, take medicine, drink something. That's why you got to take a lot of medicine. Because some of it will get stuck in the liver. So you take enough of it where it'll be released. You feel me? So that's where medicines are the unhealthy part and the damage they do to the liver. But
wow,
the liver can be in a state you can hijack it, and that's where you get the fatty liver and the cirrhosis and all of that other stuff, because we're in a constant state of digestion.
Just eating too much.
Fasting is a cure. So when we look at that statement of him saying fasting is a cure, a greater cure. See, we gotta, from a cellular level, atomic level, not just surface. Like we gotta go, because if we go deeper in, we'll find apoptosis. See, when he say fasting is a greater cure, it's going to take us to apoptosis because the body is designed to heal itself. We don't have to do anything. If I get out of the way, it's automatically. Now,
automatic.
In apoptosis and autophagy, listen, I'm doing both. So whatever cells that don't need to be programmed, autophagy cleans them up. Apoptosis gives you a brand new cell. Listen to me now. So when he said that Master Prophet Muhammad will make us like 16 and we'll never age because we'll be, listen, that's your, no, I ain't going, man. I've been over here crying. I got that figured out, God. Listen to me.
didn't go into the details of why fasting is the cure. He just told us fasting is the cure, period.
Yeah.
And then
we
go deeper into study and see why it is the cure. That's
and this
how it is.
he's absolutely 100% correct.
Yes. Yes,
You know,
sir.
we
Praise
just have to
God.
want that. If you know what I mean, like that's the basis for everything that we do is we want that. That's what makes a baby start to learn how to walk. You will pick that baby up and be like, and that he falling down, you pick he falling down, but then you leave the room, the baby done saw something, and he done picked himself up, and you come back in the room, and you excited because you couldn't make the baby walk. You couldn't make the baby walk. When the baby wanted to walk.
Right.
See? And from that point on, stop. No, don't. Stop. Put that down. Stop.
They call it the terrible twos. Yes, sir.
Oh God. Hey, that's why I love my show, man. I can start, low energy in my because that's life be like that sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
And in the course of it, because you're my sister and your energy I'm gonna feed off of, but just off of our topics and off of just
questions our audience. Yeah.
Right. But it becomes therapeutic.
Right. And then we talking that supreme, that high level conversation. So
yeah,
you're gonna get that energy.
Oh man, I'm over here sweating. No.
So we want to wrap it up here. Nice stopping point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All praise. Thank you, everybody that tunes in, man. We don't always get a chance to, bring our belief into this because it's not a religious based show. But when we do, it's always a great time because this is what we believe in.
Absolutely. Yes, with that being said, family, we're going to put a pin in it right there. And tune in, share the video, share this out for us. Sharing is caring. And inshallah, we will be back next Saturday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.